attestations of both innocence and Price, and no witnesses at all. Not a good jury poll either for the president in Marxist Manhattan. And then he flew up to New Hampshire to hold a rally last night and campaign for the primary coming up next Tuesday. How will New Hampshire go? Well, not well if Governor John Sununu has his way. We don't think he will have his way, but Sununu is a big booster for Nikki Haley, despite her demeanor, her gaffes, her lapses, like when she declared that she changes her personality for each state in which she campaigns. Now, I think that one's my favorite from Nikki Haley. And then there's her globalist, all in for let's make war and make profits crowd. Yes, she's beloved by the Business Roundtable, the Chamber of Commerce, and the military industrial complex. And yes, she really did blow through $70 million to finish third in a three-way race in Iowa. That's not good, by the way. As of today, President Trump is ahead in New Hampshire by 16 points in the latest Boston Globe Suffolk poll. And speaking of the Boston Globe, the globalist elite are having fits over President Trump's Iowa win, make that historic win. And my friend, New York Post columnist Michael Goodwin, writes that the Marxist Dems are doing what they did in 2016, treating voters like they're stupid. The New York Times calling on voters to nominate a candidate who is fit to serve as president, as if the New York Times would recognize such a candidate. And if that's too subtle, the Times went on to say that President Trump is manifestly unworthy. A direct quote. This from the Marxist rag that lied about President Trump, Russian collusion, and more. And by the way, got a Pulitzer for lying. MSNBC and CNN refused to cover Trump's victory speech, by the way. But that's kind of who they are, isn't it? It's what they are, isn't it? They're outlets owned by oligarchs who've adopted Marxism, and they mean to control the public narrative. That's what Marxists do. They're authoritarian, totalitarian, and by the way, the way they control the narrative is through their propaganda mills, whether it's the Washington Post, whether it's the New York Times, CBS News, ABC News, NBC News, you name it. And what's the use of being Marxist oligarchs, by the way, if you can't control the narrative? And by the way, they do that nearly all the time. Even in sports, NBC Sports interviewing brilliant NFL rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud after the Houston Texans playoff win. NBC edited the video at the top of his recorded remarks on the victory because he thanked God first and foremost for the win. Well, they can't have that. A Christian thanking God? Oh, let's edit that, huh? The diversity, equity, inclusion adherents certainly can't, they can't stand themselves and they can't stand life as it is. They're woke, and wokeness is a disease that has infected not only our national media, but universities and colleges, the Democrat Party, what's left of it, too many of our public schools and public corporations, Wall Street and commercial banks, big tech, and especially big American banks like J.P. Morgan Chase, the biggest led by CEO Jamie Dimon. He's at the Davos Globalist Elite Fest. Dimon came close today to endorsing, you're not going to be ready for this, endorsing Donald Trump as he backed into compliments of President Trump, not often acknowledged by the establishment. But here's Dimon on what President Trump's been right about.
I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country, and the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues. And that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens.
Diamond more candid than most CEOs who've embraced diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're globalists. They're irrespective of the cost to the United States and the American people. They're globalist and they're elite. The Biden regime's wide open borders, the massive invasion of millions of illegal immigrants, and deadly drugs are the result of Joe Biden's decision. Make no mistake about it, his decision to turn over control of the southern border with Mexico to the Mexican drug cartels that are allied with the communist Chinese, by the way. Is this Biden regime actually a criminal enterprise, international in scope? Well, joining us now is Kash Patel. Kash, advisor to President Trump, former Deputy Director of National Intelligence, DOD Chief of Staff. He worked for the Justice Department as well, and Chairman Devin Nunes of the House Intelligence Committee, just to tell you about a few jobs. Kash, great to have you with us. Thanks so much. I want to turn it to, these guys are really are gangsters in this regime. We've never seen the likes of this.
Well, they've been sort of percolating for the last 40, 50 years, but they took their strike when President Trump rose to prominence and power because they thought he was a threat to their institutional way of life. And he was, because he exposed their corruption, everything from Russiagate to Jan 6 to the 51 Intel letter to Hunter Biden's laptop, and the case goes on, the two-tier system of justice, etc. And what they fear the most, Lou, is that if President Trump wins again, he's going to finish the job and finish them in the process and remove them from Washington, D.C. permanently and destroy the deep state that has ruined this country for so long and take away their wealth. And they're terrified.
To your point, let's listen to BlackRock's vice chairman at the Davos Global Elite Convention, Vice Chairman Philip Hildebrand, in an interview with Bloomberg. Here he is talking about Trump's impact on Europe.
What does a second-term President Trump mean for the world economy?
Certainly from a European perspective, from a kind of globalist Atlanticist perspective, it's of course a great concern. We've been there before, we've survived it, so we'll see what it means. I think the question overall will be, does it lead to even more fragmentation in the global economy? And, if that's the case, the cost of that will become quite apparent.
You've got to love, these rare air breathing, pompous globalists. They truly believe they're elite and have some handle on both truth and the future. Your thoughts?
Monopolize the deep state in the United States of America. These guys ride on the same private jets to Davos, Switzerland to talk about globalism, which is another term that they are utilizing to try and defeat Donald Trump. And what is wrong with an American president putting the United States of America and its citizenry first and asking Europe to pay its fair share in, say, NATO and elsewhere? And these institutionalists in Europe at the European Central Bank and the European Union and whatever other entity they want to talk about at Davos have been living off American money and American work for the last 4 decades running. And they also see Donald Trump. He's not a threat to the global empire. He's a threat to their welfare, to their wealth, and to their credibility and relevance in this entire process. And they, like the deep state swamp monsters in Washington, D.C., they're twins, are terrified that Donald Trump is going to come to the stage and win.
Yeah, we're talking about spending this Biden administration, awful as it is, spending $120 billion, but not even an accounting for NATO. You won't see the New York Times, the Washington Post, NBC News reporting on what has been the contribution of the NATO partners, allies, if you will, because they really have done little. There's scant representations of these nations in the fight with the war with Russia. It's outrageous. And here is Biden lavishly throwing money that is not his. In point of fact, it's not even the government's. We're borrowing, and we're borrowing more. Every dollar of this is borrowed, a debt for generations. And why? Because this puppet president, impaired and compromised, has some global vision of geopolitics that has to be obeyed. This guy is a prop. What do you make of the people behind him who are insisting that this come down as foreign policy of the United States?
Well, he's owned by the establishment class, the same people we're talking about that are over in Davos and the same people in Washington, D.C. This is no coincidence that Jake Sullivan, the National Security Advisor to the President of the United States, is over in Davos instead of figuring out how to defend this nation against the three wars they recklessly got us into. I mean, these are the types of priorities that the Biden administration, the deep state, and the Davos people want. And that is the one thing that Donald Trump knows how to sideline, to expose their corruption. And that's what he's going to continue to do, I believe. And the people that own Joe Biden are the people that own Washington, D.C. And it's no surprise that Zelensky's over there in Davos pleading for yet more money and more billions from the global world elite. But none of them want to give it to him. They want America to write that check. And Joe Biden's dumb enough to do it. And the swamp is dumb enough to authorize something like that. The only person that can stop it is Donald Trump.
I couldn't agree with you more. And by the way, a pretty good beginning to the 2024 presidential election season. We appreciate you being with us, Kash. Kash Patel, great American. His book is Government Gangsters, one of the most timely subjects, one of the best titles you'll ever hear. We recommend it to you highly. Up next, the New Hampshire primary, less than a week away. Will President Trump finally put an end to Nikki Haley's delusional AstroTurf donor-driven campaign? We'll talk with Liz Harrington, President Trump's spokesperson, here next. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow, towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free. Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
Now's the time to go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to save 50% on your MyPillow 2.0. Not only that, for a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
mypillow.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
And former President Donald Trump stepping up the pressure on former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Listen to this.
People behind Nikki Haley are pro-amnesty, they're pro-China, they're pro-open borders. These are the people that are backing her. They're pro-war. We don't want war. We got out of all the wars. We beat the hell out of ISIS. They're pro-Biden, frankly. And if she wins, Biden wins. And if Biden wins, New Hampshire cannot win. You're going to lose, and bad things happen.
And after dropping out of the race and endorsing President Trump following Iowa's results, Vivek Ramaswamy is hoping his supporters will help the former president gain the upper hand with younger voters. New Hampshire is roughly 40% of undeclared voters.
We heard we the people last night, and that is why last evening I met my friend here. We met in person, and I told him that I would endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States and do everything in my power to lead us to victory in this war. It is a 1776 moment right now. That's where we live right now. And you want to know, what does it mean to be a Republican today? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. Ideals like freedom and merit and the pursuit of excellence.
And last night, Senator Ted Cruz joining other senators who have been recently endorsing President Trump, throwing his support behind the president, declaring the Republican primary race is over and it is time for the Republican Party to unite. Are you listening, Nikki Haley? Well, joining me now to discuss Trump's 2024 campaign is spokeswoman for President Trump, former RNC spokeswoman Liz Harrington. Liz, great to have you with us. Welcome to Lou Dobbs Tonight.
Hey, great to see you, Lou. Congrats on the new show. It's great to have you back on the air.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you very much, Liz. And it's congratulations are in order to you and the president. A historic win in Iowa. Let's start with, first of all, the reception that he's gotten from two cable news networks, MSNBC and CNN, not even carrying his victory speech. Have you seen this movie before, Liz?
Yes, unfortunately we have, and they're just propagandists at this point, Lou. It's really sickening, but you know, their propaganda doesn't work. And look at the historic showing in Iowa. I mean, the previous record, 12 points. He got smashed at over 30-point victory, really unheard of in that great state in those caucuses. And look, we're used to this kind of bias, but it's more than that. It's really collusion and coordination and trying to usher in a one-party state with a uniparty. That's what we've been up against this whole time. President Trump is keenly aware, and that's why he's best positioned to defeat it.
Well, his stamina, a number of the left-wing newspapers in particular, but media, trying to raise some questions about the president's health. Was he tired? And I would like to, personally, I'd like to have any one of those Marxist dim writers try to keep up with him for a day. He went from Iowa, he went then to court, and then he went to New Hampshire, had a rally. I mean, 24 hours, this man is doing things that are, you know, none of those younger reporters could keep up with. I'm absolutely certain. But as you say, it's a propaganda war now. And the New York Times obviously means to be at the forefront of that disinformation campaign that you're going to have to contend with. How do you feel right now about where the campaign is in terms of breaking through and getting to your base, getting to the American people? Because the polls say you're being immensely successful.
Well, that's right. And it's all about President Trump. And like you just mentioned, his work ethic is just unmatched. And this man is just unbelievable. Nobody else can do it. And he's determined no matter what they throw at him. Think of it. You have the same Democrat donor funding this lawfare against President Trump, dragging him into court this week for this sham, despicable, disgusting case that has no business being in the court system, who's also funding Nikki Haley, who's going to try to get a bunch of Democrats to line up for her in New Hampshire to pretend that this primary is still even in existence. But President Trump, he knows what he's up against. He's going to be there on the ground. We have a great team, just like we had in Iowa, who've been working for months. We'll be flooding the local news airwaves as well, all up until primary day next week. And President Trump's going to be there nearly every night, going directly to the people. That's why this movement is so powerful, Lou. He speaks directly to the people. There's no filter. You don't have to get it through the fake news. People go directly to the source. And the truth, as we've seen over all these years, is really so much more powerful than they are.
Powerful is a great word for it, because he is remarkable in his ability to, first of all, take on all comers, whether we're talking about his rivals for the nomination, whether we're talking about the Marxist Dems who try to subvert him in every way possible, whether as president, as candidate, now once again a candidate. And they look like abject venal fools, because they simply cannot contend with his command, frankly, of the issues, and his insistence on meeting everyone straightforwardly, straight ahead, and no one so far has been able to stand up to it, man to man or woman to man, however you want to say it. He is truly remarkable in that regard. I still have to say that with all that John Sununu has been doing, the Rhino Never Trumper governor of New Hampshire, has he made any impression, do you think, on independents and conservatives whatsoever in New Hampshire?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think our movement is so much stronger and more powerful. We don't take anything for granted, however. I mean, we're doing the work. And of course, that all starts with the top. But President Trump cannot take anything for granted. I mean, we have to save this country. As he says so often, this is our final battle. If we don't get President Trump back in the White House, this country is gone. It is absolutely gone. They're trying to destroy it every single day. We have an invasion on our border. They're trying to collapse this country. Of course, they've shut off our oil and gas, our energy independence. It was so hard fought under President Trump. They're marching us into endless wars and trying to start World War III. All of these issues are so fundamental, and President Trump is the one man who's standing in the breach and standing in the way of the uniparty establishment that has ushered in all of this chaos. So he's not taking anything for granted. We know how important it is. We need to be very watchful in New Hampshire on these elections. We absolutely do. And we make sure everybody shows up on Tuesday. We can't take any chances. And we got to stop this. We got to unify, Lou. His speech he gave after Iowa was just so magnanimous and set such the right tone that really these challengers, so-called challengers, do not even deserve, and yet here they are trying to get more donor money, trying to keep the grift going, and trying and hope and pray that the deep state will somehow get a path for them over President Trump. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. The people aren't going anywhere, and President Trump's not going anywhere.
Well, I would like to turn to what you're talking about, unity. To see Vivek Ramaswamy at the president's side, that was a unexpected and I think powerful message to voters in New Hampshire. Your thoughts on his joining your team and giving, without a doubt, unqualified support for President Trump?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was the right thing to do. I mean, Vivek, as President Trump said, he ran a valiant campaign. He came from nowhere and got about 8% support, but he saw the writing on the wall. There's no real path forward. And if you look at what's happened to our country, what's at stake, where we actually are, there's just no question you have to support President Trump. He's the man in the arena. He's the one leading this great political movement. So we're happy to have him join in New Hampshire so quickly after getting out of the race. And I think Vivek summed it up very well in his speech to our supporters just last night, which was, we are at war. There is a war going on. A lot of it's, propaganda, information war, but we have an invasion going on. We have a war on the rule of law and equal justice under the law. They want to throw all of their political opponents in jail. They're trying to steal away our country, and we have to approach it like it is a war. It is a war for the minds of the people, and we are winning that war. And when we get out there and fight on the behalf of President Trump, so we're really happy to see his support, and we'll be seeing him more on the campaign trail, I suspect.
And as you're talking about uniting again, how long do you think, have you got any sense of how long Nikki Haley will persist in this delusional quest to go from UN, frankly, just a spokesperson for foreign policy? She's not adroit or schooled or knowledgeable about foreign policy, to simply saying, Mr. President, it's time to get behind you. I was impressed. Ted Cruz saying it yesterday. Everyone now talking to the candidates has to get behind President Trump. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. And when it could be all of them could be taking on the real enemy here. And I say enemy advisedly. The Marxist Dem-led Democrat Party. These are Marxists. They control the entirety of federal government. They control our courts. They control our media. And it's going to take everybody to prevail here. Your thoughts?
You're absolutely right, Lou. I mean, they're already running it like a Soviet-style government. It's terrible. Everyone sees it. The people see it. And this is so delusional. You just got crushed by 30 points. And you're claiming, and came in third, and you're claiming this is a two-person race. You're about to get crushed in South Carolina as well, where you were governor of that state. I mean, just, you got to hang it up. These people, they're wasting so much money, too. I mean, we don't want their Democrat donor money. I mean, Nikki Haley is funded by Democrats. I mean, if you ever saw the Uniparty in a clearer picture, that's it. She's a globalist. She wants open borders. And DeSanctimonious, the same thing. Go back to Florida. I mean, do what you said you were going to do. Start addressing those issues in your state, like the insurance crisis. But look, we're going to continue regardless of what, if they want to light some millions and more dollars on fire, I guess have at it. But that money could be going up to real important causes like shoring up our elections. And as you said, taking the fight to where it needs to be at and getting our country back.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Liz, for being with us here today. Come back soon. Liz Harrington, spokeswoman for President Donald Trump. Thank you, Liz.
Great to see you. Thank you.
And a programming reminder for all of you, if you please join me each and every day on the Great America Show podcast. Tomorrow, our podcast guest on the show will be America's Mayor, Rudy Giuliani. We take up all of the Marxist left's indictments of President Trump. Rudy says that Attorney General Merrick Garland chose Jack Smith as special counsel just because he knows he's corrupt and unethical and willing to do anything to press the case against Donald Trump.
Garland would not have picked Smith if he wanted an ethical prosecutor. Smith has a record as an unethical prosecutor, documented by a 9-0 decision of the Supreme Court, in which he was excoriated for prosecuting the governor of Virginia, who then turned out to have his case thrown out 9-0 after his career was ruined. Yeah, so now, if you're looking for a squeaky clean prosecutor, you don't go pick a guy with a record like that unless you're looking for a guy to fix a case for you.
Please join us tomorrow on the Great America Show podcast at the LouDobbs.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, all the major platforms where you get your podcasts. Please join us. Coming up, Biden's border disaster is a direct attack on American sovereignty. And boy, you say America and attack, and the words always go together. But it's always America under attack. A member of Congress calling the real insurrection to be this invasion of our sovereignty and the cartel's borders between Mexico and the United States. The real insurrection. Congresswoman Mary Miller joins us here next. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free. Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
Now's the time to go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to save 50% on your MyPillow 2.0. Not only that, for a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
mypillow.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
A country's very existence depends on its border, a strong border. We don't have a country without that strong border, and right now, we don't have a country. The cartels, in fact, are in charge of that 2,000-mile-long border with Mexico. Under President Biden, that is exactly what is happening to this country because it allows nearly 10 million illegal immigrants to have poured into this country since he took office. 10 to 12 million in point of fact, and that's only the illegals that have been caught by the Border Patrol. There are likely untold numbers more who have managed to enter without encountering Border Patrol agents. This invasion, and that's what it is, an invasion, is endorsed straight from the White House. The Biden regime has done absolutely nothing to stop the flow of illegals. Rather, they have encouraged, invited that tsunami of illegals into this country. The administration is in court now with the state of Texas, trying to stop Texas state officials from enforcing their own borders with Mexico. Meanwhile, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has been pleading, begging Texas Governor Greg Abbott to stop sending illegals to his state.
Not enough has been done. There's no doubt about that. And I think that the president needs to do more. The Congress needs to do more. Cities out here that are the target of this political game that Governor Abbott is playing are suffering. And here in Illinois, it's minus 29 degrees outside with the wind chill. We have migrants that arrive from Texas virtually every day, hundreds, and we don't have places to put them. We don't have enough shelter space here. There are plenty of other cities where, if he's going to send people, they could be sent. But no, he's choosing only Democratic states, Democratic cities.
Governor J.B. Pritzker. Not only is his begging Greg Abbott to do something about his problem now, he is actually not really exhibiting great intellectual integrity, is he? He's begging Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, while he should be begging Joe Biden, because Biden is the man responsible for turning over that southern border to the cartels and inviting in those drugs, those illegal immigrants, and inviting them in by the millions. And J.B. Pritzker just happens to be in a sanctuary state, come one, come all, you're welcome. What happened to all this pious, sanctimonious nonsense that you all blathered up there in Chicago? You're a sanctuary city. Be proud and bring in some more illegal immigrants. I'm sure Governor Abbott would be, just delighted to oblige you. I mean, really, Governor Pritzker, that was a sad performance. You can do better than that. Talk to Joe Biden. Be honest. Be straight up about it. Quit trying to blame Greg Abbott and Texas. Well, all of this as House Speaker Mike Johnson reportedly told the Republican conference that he would, quote, absolutely not accept the disastrous amnesty bill being negotiated by so-called Republican James Lankford in the Senate. Let me say a word about James Lankford. He is a phony two-bit rhino, and he has been fooling the people of Oklahoma for some time, but he has never fooled me. And that's why, by the way, you won't see him on this show. So here we have Republicans in the Senate colluding with Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden to flood the nation with millions more of those brand new spanking Democrat voters. That deal would reportedly raise the amount of green cards by 50,000 per year. And it would also grant immediate work permits to those illegal immigrants who are released from custody while awaiting court dates, court dates 6, 7, 10 years from now. And aside from the obvious political suicide that it would be for the Republicans, amnesty would destroy the country itself as we know it. This is James Lankford, Senator, Oklahoma, and, messenger boy for Chuck Schumer. It's now up to House Republicans to kill this bill before it gets to Joe Biden's desk. Will they succeed? Joining us now is Congresswoman Mary Miller of Illinois. She's called Joe Biden the real insurrectionist for orchestrating the invasion of illegals and deadly drugs on the border. She's also pledged to shut down the government if Biden fails to shut down the border. Congresswoman, your thoughts about the current situation?
Well, first of all, if you think about a man that would refuse to protect his wife and children and his home, you would say that that man was evil. How could you not do that? And for us to have a leader that is refusing to protect the American people is evil. And I've said before that to come up with adjectives to describe what I saw down at the border, I actually stayed after the congressional group left and visited a farm and went back to the area that we were, where they cleaned things up and held the migrants back until Congress left. It's catastrophic. It's ruinous, and the impact that this is going to have is going to be generational. But just the impact on our schools, law enforcement, healthcare systems are going to be overwhelmed. And we all know about fentanyl and the terrorists that are flowing in. And I think we should use every tool at our disposal to stop the migrant flow and to secure the border, which means shutting down the government. I guess that's where we are.
That is where we are. And we've got the spectacle of the federal government suing the Texas state government because they are securing their border. This is insanity. And you won't see the story on most local television stations. You certainly won't see it on most networks, cable networks or otherwise. And you won't see many congressmen, representatives who will join you and say, hell no, my words, not yours. Yeah. It's got to stop, because we're going to, if we have not already allowed them to destroy this country, these Marxist Dems are going to destroy America. It's that simple.
Well, when a reporter asked us when we were all at the border, if anybody would commit to shutting the government down in order to get the border secure, I wanted to raise my hand. I was in the back of the group, but I knew then that it was such a serious issue that we needed to shut the government down if that's what it came to. But I could tell you that this is why President Trump won overwhelmingly. He loves our country. He cares about the American people. His policies were the policies that people care about. People want to feel safe and secure in their communities and in their country. And he secured our border. He got our energy independence. He made us strong on the world stage. In every way, we felt more secure under President Trump.
Absolutely. And it's one of the reasons we saw a historic victory margin in Iowa, in the Iowa caucuses, is because the people want him. The people are demanding that he be put back in that White House. Yeah. One of the things I was fascinated, there are many things fascinating about those caucuses last night, but when you hear 70% of the folks say that that this is an absolute rigged election, and that the president of the United States, who's in that Oval Office right now, is illegitimate, and that all of the persecutions of Donald Trump are politically motivated. The American people now know what's happening. Your thoughts?
Well, I want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to get the information out, because one of the things they did to control the last election, and they're going to try to do this time, besides judicial election interference, is that they're going to shut down our ability to communicate and President Trump's ability to communicate. So I want to thank you for that. But we do, the American people could see with their own eyes what inflation is. A border crisis has come to their communities and their cities. They can see on the world stage that the entire world has been destabilized because we have a weak and, I would like to say, evil man in the White House. And the reason I call him that is, just like a tree is known by its fruit, I'm judging him by the policies that he's promoted and what he has refused to do for the American people, which is secure the border, energy independence, equal justice under the law, standing up for faith and freedom and families, and a quality education and economic opportunities. These are the things the American people care about, and they're the things that President Trump was successful at. President Trump was authentic, and he was a promise keeper, and I appreciate that, and so do the American people.
Absolutely. Promises made and promises kept. When we come back, more on the ongoing invasion at the southern border. Texas Congressman Keith Self joins us to talk about the dangers and the tragedies wrought by one Joe Biden.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow, towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free. Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
Now's the time to go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to save 50% on your My Pillow 2.0. Not only that, for a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
mypillow.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from My Pillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
The border was secure. Immigration was illegal immigration was all but halted under President Donald Trump. But after Joe Biden reversed Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, instituted once again catch and release, and changed the rules and more, Americans suddenly were facing unprecedented mass invasion of illegal immigrants. 10 to 12 million illegal immigrants have entered this country. Those are the estimates in just the 3 years of the Biden regime. It is also a humanitarian crisis. There are more children in custody today. The Biden administration is separating children from parents to, quote, avoid overcrowding, end quote. How thoughtful. That according to federal inspectors. Joining us now to talk about this border and what is happening under this president is Texas Congressman Keith Self. Keith, great to have you with us here on the Lou Dobbs Tonight show. Let me start with, first of all, the border itself. I maintain that the border is under the control of the Mexican drug cartels. The Mexican drug cartels now have not only deadly fentanyl and opiates in every state, but they're in no way being even thinking about contemplating a retreat. Your thought about how serious the problem really is?
It is very serious, Lou. You are exactly right. The numbers are staggering. They are eye-watering. Somewhere 10 million, 1.7 million gotaways, 100,000 children have been lost in the interior of the United States. The numbers are simply staggering. 90% of every illegal immigrant that comes across the border in the Del Rio sector, and I'm sure it's all sectors, gets transported into the interior of the United States. These are eye-watering figures.
You know, they're tremendous figures, and they're gut-wrenching because we know that each one of these people is here because Joe Biden and the Marxists want to have more Democrat votes. They're here because corporate America, the very sanctimonious business groups, where the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Roundtable, the Davos crowd, they want cheap labor at almost any price, so long as the American middle class, the working man and woman in this country and their families are the ones paying that price. And yet we're sitting here with just days to go in terms of a solution on funding the federal government, a government that's working, not only working against the American people, they've made us their enemies. They're targeting us. And why are the Republicans continuing to pay for a government that is trying to destroy the country and the American citizen?
Lou, this has reached a critical mass. We should not be funding this government until we secure the border. This is an existential threat to our republic. I am part of those people who say, if you don't secure the border, if you don't actually change the behavior of the lawless president, I'm not talking about more money, I'm not talking about a new law, I'm talking about changing the behavior of a lawless president, then we should not be giving him any funds to do anything. Because remember, we've passed 7 bills that would have funded 80% of the government already. The House has. The Senate has not taken them up. We shouldn't be renegotiating those bills. We should be demanding that the Senate take up those bills, pass them, and fund 85% of the government. And remember, 85% of the mandatory spending will continue anyway. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. So this cannot be business as usual, Lou. We must stand firm to close our border.
Well, and the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, it seems to me, Congressman, has actually made a stand for principle here. He's told the Biden White House that he will not capitulate on the border or on funding unless the border is secured and unless Ukraine is taken out of the equation. Is that sufficient?
No, let's separate the appropriations process, these CRs, these continuing resolutions, from the supplemental. Where the Speaker is standing is border control before we get Israel, before we get Ukraine. But that's the supplemental spending package. I'm talking about the continuing resolutions that are only going to be extended till 1 March and 8 March, which doesn't give us enough time to actually pass appropriations bills, so it accomplishes nothing. We will then be in this position again on 1 March and 8 March to do another CR, another short-term CR, or even through the end of the year. But this is not the way to run a railroad. So, no, we need to stand firm on the appropriations process, not only the supplemental process.
All right. So what are the odds? Do you believe Johnson will, in fact, go to the wall and shut down the government to assure that the American people are no longer in threat from millions of illegal immigrants crossing that border from 190 countries around the world?
Well, if we take him at his word, there is a deal that has been struck between the Four Corners and the White House, and I believe that it will pass with more Democrat votes than Republican votes. So I think that probably we will see a deal struck and passed in the next week.
In the next week, with no change in the illegal immigration across that border, the importation of deadly drugs by the drug cartels, another 100,000 American deaths because of fentanyl, and this Congress, Republicans and Democrats can look at me and say, it's all good. I mean, this makes no sense.
Lou, it's not only that, it's the Pelosi, Schumer, Biden spending packages and policies that will also be extended with a continuing resolution, because that's what a continuing resolution does. It continues not only the illegal immigration policies, but the spending and policies domestically as well.
So, Congressman, let me ask you, why Mike Johnson? You had all this with Kevin McCarthy. I don't see much of an improvement, do you? As a matter of fact, in some ways, it seems it smells worse.
Well, this is a situation not of Mike Johnson's making. He inherited this from the Kevin McCarthy era. I think we will probably not see a good outcome, but he has a better worldview for the situation that he will be able to control somewhat. That's the FY25 budget, which I know that he plans to get started early.
Oh, my gosh.
And we need to see his worldview when it comes to FY25.
I have to say, I wish I could say that somehow I feel encouraged by the fact that things will be great in fiscal 25, but that's a year from now. It starts, that would start what, a month before the election, the presidential election this year. I mean, the American people are sick of this. He's booted it down. This was supposed to be handled for this fiscal year. He chose not to. That was his choice. He went along with it. And as you point out, I think actually it's more than 80% of the government is funded. All of the entitlements are provided for or can be by the conference. I don't understand why there's no courage here, no strength in this leadership. I think it's abhorrent.
I can't argue with you, Lou. That's why I will be voting against any CR. That's why I will be voting for any funding that does not first change the behavior of the Biden administration to close the border. I cannot go along with this. I'm simply articulating what I think.
God bless you.
But I am not going to go there.
Well, good for you. I mean that sincerely. We're now in a place we should never have been. With people that we should have never elected. And you, sir, are one that we definitely should not only have elected, but re-elect. Congressman Keith Self, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it. You're a great American and look forward to talking to you soon. Let's pray for the Republic. And before we go, House Republicans seem increasingly frustrated with House Speaker Johnson. We heard an interesting analogy today from Congressman Andy Biggs on the Speaker. Here was Biggs on my podcast, The Great America Show. Listen to this.
I view Mike Johnson as a golden retriever. He's like a golden retriever.
This isn't going to end well, is it?
We happen to have a golden retriever in my house, and this golden retriever, like all golden retrievers, very nice, very kind. Everybody loves the golden retriever. Everybody wants to pet it, and the dog is so obliging. But you can't get the darn dog to fight. You know, I mean, if you wanted, it wouldn't fight to save itself.
Going to the dogs, that's what we're doing. We'll have more from Congressman Biggs, who joins us here tomorrow. I am pleased to say thank you for being with us, and tune in for tomorrow's show at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. We'll also be talking with Texas Congressman Michael Burgess about that dangerous invasion at our southern border that now is in every state. And Mike Lindell's show is coming up next, the great Mike Lindell. You never want to miss that show. He is coming up here next, I am pleased to tell you. And thank you so much. Good night, and God bless you.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this.